Most people pick their Amazon product idea by looking at demand data. That is backward. They open up Helium 10, see high demand volume, and they think, yes, this is it. This is the product I'm going to sell. But here's the problem. They'd never actually buy that product themselves. They don't understand the buyer or why the buyer would choose one over another or choose theirs over what already exists. They can't spot the white space. That's where I believe product selection actually starts, with understanding the buyer. You need to be the buyer of your own product. That's exactly why I created my one product method brainstorming guide. It walks you through finding a product that would be good to sell on Amazon, where you deeply understand the buyer because you are the buyer. And PS, it's free. It lives at the link in the description. So let's talk about how to pick a product the right way. You should pick a product you like and understand, but it should be something you deeply care about. You're going to be working in this business for at least a year. You don't want to pick a product that you're going to end up hating. When you understand the customer because you are the customer, everything gets easier. Designing your product, marketing your product, even knowing what price point makes sense for your product. But liking a product is just step one. It's not the decision. I see a lot of people go wrong because they pick something they like and just move on. They ignore these things, or they assume they can come later or through marketing. They can't. The good way of understanding your customer is when you understand these motivations so deeply that you can spot what's missing. You know what frustrates your customer, what they wish existed, and why they'd pick your version over someone else's. For your product, you want to have a very specific customer avatar in mind. A bad example of this would be to say that your product is for a mom. Good example would be to say that your product is for a specific type of mom. For example, maybe she's a crunchy mom. She values eco-friendly, sustainable, healthy choices for her family. Or she could be more of a Lunchables for lunch mom, right? Valuing convenience and budget as her number one priority. Those are two very different moms with very different worldviews and consequently very different purchasing decisions. This is why my brainstorming guide starts with identifying your lanes, your unique lived experience, your roles, your skills, your interests, the things that you value, because the best product ideas don't come from search data. They come from what you already know. So here's the process. Find a product you like with a buyer that you understand, and then you're going to validate that there's demand. You're going to check the margin math to make sure it works, and you're going to find a real point of differentiation that people are looking for. If any of these steps fail, you walk away. Walking away early is actually a win, not a failure. You just saved yourself a lot of time and money. Personally, I make products in the toy and children's product categories. I do not recommend these categories for beginners. It works for me because I worked for Hasbro right out of college. I've done marketing for many different kids companies over the years. I understand the buyer, the buying psychology, but also the regulatory risks and compliance certifications. If you want to know what product categories I don't recommend for beginners, check out episode 1 of my Build With Me series. But in general, here's what makes a product not beginner friendly. If your product idea hits any of these red flags, it's not the place to start. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to download my product brainstorming guide. It's free and it's in the description. It's going to walk you through identifying your lanes, brainstorming about 50 product ideas, and narrowing them down to the 3 that are actually worth validating. This is the exact process that I use. It starts with what you know and not random product ideas or search data. Once you complete it, you can email me your top 3 ideas and I will give you feedback. I'll tell you which one I would validate first and why I'd start there and any red flags that I see. I'm not going to steal or share your ideas. I have plenty of my own in my own category, promise. I just want to help you get started the right way because I wish I had this help when I got started. Because if you pick the wrong product, no amount of hard work later is going to fix it. In the next video, we're going to talk about validating demand. This is the most important step, making sure people are actually looking for your product. All right, let's build something real. I'll see you in the next one.